agentic AI and its impact on aviation on a number of areas is really something that is a trend that I'm watching. Yeah, and something not just watching. I mean, we are executing to it. We are preparing ourselves for the world of autonomous enterprises. Digital transformation is a bit of a cliched word. Yeah, everybody uses it a bit differently. So one, clear goal for us was to set a clear plan and strategy in complete alignment with IndiGo's plan and strategy. Right? So it's so crucial, right? The digital transformation doesn't become an end and a means of its own self, but it aligns with the strategy, right? So we have a clear plan and strategy. It comprises of this larger viewpoint I have of being digital rather than doing digital. Yeah. What does it mean? We have 3 layers of our plan. One is, what you do. So digitize IndiGo and then also look for new business models, because transformation is not just digitization, but a bit more, as you know. So that's one. Then second is what you leave behind, the digital capabilities. And third is what you become, the digital mindset, the soul of the organization, right? So in that regard, we've done a lot of work in the last 3.5 years. I mean, today IndiGo runs 100% on the cloud, 100%. So we took a very clear, pathway there. So that was achieved a few months back, right? The core of IndiGo, the digital core of IndiGo now is cloud native, contemporary. Typically, airlines, Kaumudi, have a set of third-party platforms. So we had to upgrade all of them. So that's done, right? Then, of course, the engagement platforms, which is customer and employee. So, our website, our app, those had to be refreshed. From a technology perspective, we had to put in new agile teams. So both of these platforms are important because there is no real CX without EX, right? Customer experience and employee experience. So we made a platform called Breeze for employees, and of course website and app for our, and then on the, for our employees. And then of course on the other side, the innovation side, as you said, we've launched IndiGo Ventures, which is an investment arm as part of the digital kind of deliveries. We've launched Blue Chip, right, which is our beautiful loyalty program, first time for IndiGo that we've launched it. Yeah, and from a capabilities perspective, there are a number of things, but to name one out, we've created a Lab 37, which is like the innovation arm, right? So, I mean, a long way to go, but, in 3.5 years, when at least this journey started, for me, I think we've done a fair bit in alignment with our strategy and plan. Artificial intelligence is key, right? I mean, it's one of those really transformative technologies. I personally believe it's, we've had a lot of summers and winters of AI, yeah, but I think we are now finally getting to a stage where it will start adding a lot of value, right, to societies, to individuals. It's truly transformative, right? And I think, to be honest, in aviation, there is a lot of potential for AI. Yeah. But, every long dream, every dream starts with some small steps, right? So you mentioned it, we fondly call it 6E Sky, SKAI, right? We conceived of Sky not as a chatbot, but as a revenue-facing direct channel. So we built it, very first version, we built it as a revenue-facing channel, right? So, and we put it out there in front of our customers. It was built using our Lab 37. It's produced a decent amount of revenue for us. It also does services around 65,000 boarding passes a month. And then, of course, it also answers questions, right? To the extent of 94% accuracy, right? So generative AI, we used both Google and Microsoft AI tools at the very start, and we put it live out there, right? So, but that's just one part of it, Kaumudi. I mean, there is that whole other part, which is, making sure AI infuses into our operations, where there is a lot of opportunity, infuses into our, just productivity tools. So we've deployed Sky across a lot of staff, ability to answer question and answers. And then, of course, I mean, the next wave of this is, which we are again, very excited about, is these multi-agent systems, which can augment, human excellence and human capability, work side by side. So we've already put out a multi-agent system in test mode for ancillary bundling, and like so, right? So, yeah, so I mean, AI and then generative AI in specific yeah, have great potential for lots of companies, definitely for aviation companies. We have two tracks for AI. One is the data track, because that's very important. We call it Project Prism, that we are now scaling and making sure the data is cleaned up and ready for AI. And then we have the innovation track through our Lab 37. We put some stuff out, and made it live. And now we are looking at the next wave of innovation with agentic AI. I would only comment on the tech part, as you rightly said. My colleagues in business are driving the whole business strategy. But I think, just, from my experience in Emirates, which was a slightly different business model, and as you know, Emirates Airline and was already with Byte-Bodied, right? So there are a lot of things from a digital perspective, which you need. I mean, as I said, the core of digital is these platforms that we run, cloud-native platforms, right? So if I look at our expansion and the different products that we are about to launch, I think what is key is that scalability of those platforms, yeah. And I'm very happy that we've done that well before, right? That this expansion started. That the scalability is key, resilience is key, yeah. And with them being cloud, it kind of helps, right? Although you still have to concentrate on that. The second thing I've seen is the agility for these digital environments. The agility becomes even more important, right? I remember in a previous life there was a volcano in Iceland, right? And I used to manage operations of my previous airline. And, we were in Dubai and there was a Iceland volcano, and it impacted our operations in a big way, right? So while we already live in a VUCA world, yeah, and you need to prepare for it, with internationalization and global expansion, the VUCA becomes a bit more volatile, right? So I think the core needs to prepare for it. I feel quite satisfied. Of course, there will be, we perpetually watch this. So the core needs to evolve. So that's one. But some of the specific things that we need to contribute to, for example, is distribution, right? Airline distribution globally is something you need to take care of. And you would have seen our recent press release. We've already prepared the new distribution capability, so that platform has been prepared in good time, right, to allow for that expansion. So that's kind of important. Marketing, I manage marketing for IndiGo. The impetus has been to find that balance between science and art. So that helps, right? You know how marketing is, right? Either people are too science oriented or too art oriented. You need to find the balance. But I mean, for international, you need, especially for digital marketing, you need to know the globe, right? How does Google Ads work in Amsterdam, Manchester? So that is one nuance you need to be, aware of. With Blue Chip, our loyalty program, you need to make sure, you are building those ecosystems globally, not just in India, right? And then for, customer experience, we already have a CDP, and, with the permission of our customers and with their consent, we need to be able to collect data, which is a bit more, let me just say, a bit more broader data, given, the changing product profile, right? So, Kaumudi, a lot of things remain the same. You need to have the foundations for, business model transformation of the airline as well as the scale. But some of these things are also different from a digitization perspective. Yeah. So watch for variability, make sure there is resilience and robustness in the platforms you have built, and then prepare for some of these nuances on distribution, on marketing, on CX, on revenue management, which to some extent I'm quite happy that we have put in place, and some of the other things are on. When it comes to digitization, my view is there is much more similarity than there is difference. Yeah. What was quite amazing is when I did real estate or hospitality or entertainment in Dubai Holding, and digitization for those, there were quite a number of themes which are similar, right? Even human beings and culture between you and me, there's much more similarity than there is difference. But if you ask me, I mean, from this context, what do you need to do? I mean, one is, one difference perhaps I've found is adoption, right? We need to concentrate a bit more in India, right, on making sure these wonderful tools are adopted. So we are kind of working on that. We love our jugars, right? So ability to institutionalize processes and making sure that is done. That's important, and that's a wonderful thing to do, right? It relates to culture. And then I think, just dreaming a bit more bigger than we've done in the past, right? I mean, Dubai dreamt really big and then executed to it, right? So, I mean, infusing that within the culture. So perhaps these three things. And I've been a student of AI for a number of years now. Yeah, so I think agentic AI, that vision of autonomous enterprises, having a large part of knowledge and non-knowledge work being done with agents, right? Having these buddies next to us in life as well as in and professionally, right? I think agentic AI and its impact on aviation on a number of areas is really something that is a trend that I'm watching. Yeah, and something not just watching. I mean, we are executing to it. We are preparing ourselves for the world of autonomous enterprises. Yeah. The second one is when agents, start working with each other and talking to each other. You will need a form of payment. You need a form of commerce. So while blockchain has had its, and you'll need to be able to identify agents, right, and know what they are. So maybe stable coins, and then blockchain as a means to blockchain and AI is a lethal potentiality for the future. We are not there yet. Yeah. And then on the edges, I mean, every day I wake up, I look at podcasts, and a number of years back, quantum startups started, right, which is amazing, right? A lot of my friends are investing in these, in VCs and all of that. So, the world of quantum and the impact it will have, right? So perhaps there are a number of trends. These are the three: agentic, blockchain, stable coins, and then the whole world of quantum that kind of excites me.